In just a few days, we will celebrate Christmas. And at the end of the Christmas season, on the Feast of Epiphany, the special Jubilee year of hope will come to a close. And so it is fitting that we reflect on the past 12 months and all that this year has held. At this time last year, the sentences of 37 of the 40 men on federal death row were commuted by outgoing President Joe Biden. And Catholics were at the forefront of the campaign that made this life-saving action possible. What jubilation! This act of mercy coincided with the start of the Jubilee year, a time to proclaim liberty to captives, recovery of sight to the blind, and letting the oppressed go free. Yet this historic start to 2025 was met by harsh pro-death penalty rhetoric from the highest levels of government. Regrettably, several states have capitalized on this changed climate to introduce new and renewed execution methods. Other states have increased their rate of executions. This year, 11 states have carried out nearly 50 executions, almost double the number of 2024, and the highest execution tally we've seen in more than a decade. Notably, the state of Florida has been a dramatic outlier, driving this national increase and accounting for 40% of this year's executions. There's no sugarcoating it. These executions have been devastating. But it's important to know that the rate of executions doesn't represent where the American society stands on this issue. In fact, it's wildly out of step. Recent reports show that public support for the death penalty is at its lowest since 1972. Yet the shifting public opinion was eclipsed by the overt disregard of human dignity on the rise. In 2025, some states took lives by firing squad and lethal gas, and the Supreme Court denied every request to stay executions. We know the revenge rhetoric of capital punishment is contrary to our Christian beliefs and comes at great cost, paid in real lives. In the cruelty currency, it is human dignity that gets shortchanged. Still, in sight of all this, the American public reported its lowest support of the practice in more than 50 years. The Jubilee Year of Hope has been a steady compass throughout CMN's 2025 journey, reminding us to fix our gaze on how God is working among us. In 2025, we saw lives saved in death penalty states, including a stay of execution for Robert Robertson in Texas and clemency for Tremaine Wood in Oklahoma. Faithful advocates like you sent more than 75,000 advocacy letters to governors and boards of pardon and parole, urging them to stop executions. CMN's September Restorative Justice Conference, Tangible Signs of Hope, advanced the national conversation on healing approaches to justice in our criminal legal system. As we prepare for Christmas and a new year ahead, let us take heart. From the pews to the pulpits, from our neighborhoods to our state legislatures, your presence and witness ensures every capital punishment will not go ignored. In the face of vengeance, you are responding with hope, choosing restoration over retribution, accompaniment over abandonment, and healing over harm. Just the other day, Pope Leo reminded us that no human being is defined by what they've done, and justice is always a process of repair and reconciliation. You make this kind of gospel-inspired justice real in your communities. Surely, this Jubilee year has renewed our collective hope, even in times of darkness. We know hope is not lost for anyone. It's not lost for those who have suffered harm. It's not lost for those who've caused harm. If you haven't done so already, I invite you to consider supporting CMN with a gift before the end of this year. Your faithful witness and your generous financial support propels this important mission forward and it equips advocates to be tangible signs of hope. It is through hope we move forward because hope does not disappoint. Wishing you and your family Advent blessings and a very Merry Christmas.